The situation will never be perfect. You must act to improve. You cannot steer a parked car. This is a quote that I heard a while ago, and I really liked it. I think it rings true for a lot of things, but especially fitness. I think we can get so caught up in trying to find out what is optimal to reach our goals that we end up not really taking action. A little bit of paralysis by analysis. We can have so much information at our fingertips that sometimes it's hard to sift through it all and find out what we should do, when actually the best thing is to just kind of pick something and do it, learn from it, make mistakes sometimes. And it's okay to make mistakes as long as you're learning from them. In fact, mistakes are life's greatest teachers. If you're not making mistakes, you're really not doing enough. You have to take action to be successful in fitness or in many other things in life. So in the spirit of taking action and starting something, I'm going to share with you my dynamic leg warm-up. This is a warm-up that I use before a lot of my leg days, and it will get you primed for a strong session. So here we go. Okay, so the first dynamic stretch is going to be the walking knee hug. You're going to pick a leg, bring it up, grab it with your arms, and pull the knee up so you feel a little stretch in the glute, low back, and hip flexor. You're also going to be activating your hamstring and calf in the other leg, the plant leg. It's going to work your balance a little bit, and you're just going to alternate legs like this and take a step forward. And then you could do it for a prescribed distance, so that way you get the blood flowing and you start getting the body warmed up while you're stretching. The second dynamic leg stretch is what I like to call the walking quad pull. While you can do this on the same side, I like to grab the foot with the opposite side hand behind the back, and you're gonna balance on the other leg. And while you do that, you're gonna pull that foot behind you, which is going to stretch that quad, and you wanna pull the knee so it's almost straight down and make sure you're standing straight up. You're then gonna take a step and do the opposite side. It may be a little off balance at first, but as you go, you'll get better with it. And you could try to concentrate on a spot on the far wall, which will help you with your balance. And you're just gonna pull that foot back, which will stretch the quad. And just do that for a certain distance. All right, the next dynamic leg stretch is for the hamstrings, which are always kind of tight on most people. So this one's called the hamstring walk. You're gonna put one leg out in front of you like that with the toe pointed up. You could have a slight bend to the knee here on the other leg, or you could keep it fairly straight. The fairly straight will be harder, and you're just going to grab the toe down at the ground with the toe pointed up, and you're just gonna alternate. And this is the hamstring walk. You want to really feel those hamstrings and get them a little stretched out while you're walking. And of course, walking will keep your body a little warmer and get it ready to do some lifting. All right, the next one is for the hips, and it's a high kick. And I like to do same side arm with same side leg. You could do opposites. It's really up to you. But you're going to just put an arm up and then take a step forward and then swing the leg up and try to hit your hand. And try to get those hips looser and more fluid so that they are ready for anything. The next dynamic stretch is called the fore walk. Now with this one, we're going to be stretching out the outside of the hip. We're going to grab one of our legs, we'll grab this one, and we're going to have our hands, one hand above the ankle, just slightly above the ankle, and the other one grabbing the bottom of the foot or shoe. And then we're going to try to pull up a little bit so you get some torque on that hip. And then once you stretch it, and again, you can stretch each one of these for as long as you want. It's up to you, however your preference is. And then you're just going to alternate like that. And just do your best to try to keep balanced. As you go and take a few steps, your balance might get better or should get better. And you're just gonna go down for a certain amount of distance. Just get those hips ready for anything. And the last one is going to be a groin stretch. You're not really moving, but I'll consider it dynamic because you're going to be flipping from hip to hip. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. We're going to take a large step to the side, keeping most of our body weight over this hip. We're then going to turn our torso and place a hand on the hip of the outstretched leg and apply pressure to that hip. This is going to stretch the groin underneath. So push down and get a good stretch there. You can turn it to slightly of more of a hamstring stretch by turning the foot like so. That feels pretty good as well. And then you could turn the foot back to the groin. And then you're going to want to, after fit 5 to 10 or however long you want to go, flip the hips and get the other side. Push down, and that should feel pretty good. And then just kind of flip back and forth until the groin is sufficiently stretched out. So I hope you found this video informative, and maybe you can use some of these stretches or all of them in your next warm-up routine, so that way you can have a strong leg day. So until next time, stay strong, people.